What's up, guys? It is Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon at this point, and I am late on my video as usual. The reason I want to do this real quick before I get the video started is I just want to give you guys a heads up. This will not be the video that you're used to. It is not about what I did this week. It is dealing in something a little more personal. With that being said, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another installment on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. This is Breaking In, the Path of the Aspiring Comic Book Artist, and I, as usual, am your host, Aries Tavares. Typically, if you're new to the channel, typically what these videos entail is our attempts to push our career forward, our attempts to break into the comic book industry. And for the most part, these videos have pretty much followed a very specific formula. This week, I want to try something a little different. Before I get to that, though, I want to address the infrequency of my videos. It's not a by choice thing. It's not a me being lazy thing. It's not a improperly equipped thing. The fact of the matter is, I live in one of the most expensive cities in the world, that being New York City. I am currently working strictly as a freelance artist, which means payment comes few and far between. It makes it difficult for me to do things. I currently rent a bedroom, one. There's not a common area, and I share the apartment with two roommates and my girlfriend, which makes finding a location to film kind of difficult also. It's not making excuses, just the reality of the situation. When you find yourself in a situation where you are financially unstable, doing freelance work is really, really scary because you don't know where that next check is coming from. And when you find yourself doing freelance work and you have a large amount of debt looming over your head, it puts a lot of stress on you and it backs you into a corner. You wind up having to do a bunch of things that you, being in a different situation, would not do. With that being said, this week's video, I want to talk to you guys about confidence and humility. In the Latino culture, you don't go seek help for mental illness. You don't go seek help for emotional distress. You don't go seek help for any of those things. You're just supposed to be tough and you're supposed to muscle through with it. So that's kind of where I developed this hard-headed mentality. I tell people, for most people, achieving a goal is a combination of luck meeting opportunity. You just happen to luck out on that opportunity and you take full advantage of that opportunity, and that leads you to success. In my case, I, not by choice, but I am the kind of person who beats their head against a brick wall until the brick wall crumbles. I've struggled with my self-confidence my entire life, and because of that, that's actually how I wound up getting into pro wrestling, getting into like doing sales, getting into acting, getting into all of these things that kind of forced me to be in front of the camera, in front of the public eye, in front of large groups of people, whatever the case may be. Because I thought, especially those of you who are in a similar boat to me, if you're out there and you're trying to make it in entertainment, if you're trying to make it in comic books, animation, whatever it is, it is going to require a certain amount of you believing in you, and for you, that doesn't come easy, and I get that, and I understand that better than anybody. So the first thing I want to do is tell you that I believe in you. I know that you are capable of doing more, of doing better, of doing faster, of doing, everything that you want to do. You just have to set aside the fear. Fear of failure and fear of success are two sides to the same coin, And sadly, people like us, we're just constantly flipping that coin over and over and over again and deciding which one we're scared of most and which is going to be the one that holds us back. I'm here to tell you that that doesn't have to be the case. After receiving life advice, you fake it till you make it. And I've learned that sometimes you fake it, you fake it, you fake it, you fake it, nothing happens, and you wind up lost. And for most people who are not in our circumstances, that advice tends to work out. In our situation, fake it till you make it can actually be detrimental because it makes you feel like you're giving in to that dark place in your mind, the part that tells you that you can't, the part that tells you that you won't, the part that tells you that you're going to fail. When you're faking it, all you hear in the back of your head is, you see, I'm right. I'm right. You can't do this. You have to pretend to be able to do this just to get through it. That ideology of fake it till you make it doesn't work for us. It doesn't work for us. What I'm going to tell you is being humble. That's my message. Being humble. You already struggle enough as it is in your self confidence. You already struggle enough as it is in, just getting up day to day is a struggle for you. I get that. So don't sell yourself short on the things that you do well. Be humble in other aspects of my life. Of course, I always want to appreciate those who appreciate me. I want to show love. I want to see everyone I know succeed. In order for me to get beyond this handicap, this emotional handicap that I have to be my biggest supporter. I have to be my biggest cheerleader. So I want to bestow that upon you. I want you to know that it's okay to let yourself be a little cocky if that's going to be your safety net. There's an old saying about succeeding in this industry. You have to be fast, you have to be good, and you have to not be an asshole. Um, and that's great advice. Nowhere in that advice does it say you have to be humble. Don't be, but don't stifle yourself. Don't cut yourself off at the knees. When you show somebody your artwork, don't say things like, I know this isn't the best thing in the world. Don't do that to yourself. Go in confidently. Every project that you undertake, do it to the best of your ability. Don't look at the shortcomings. Look at the things that you did right. Sell the positives. Sell yourself on the positives that you have to believe in you. You can be friendly. And you don't have to sell yourself short. You do something, and you do it better than mostly everybody you know. And you know what? You should be proud of that, because for someone like you who struggles in that department, in that self-confidence department, this is gonna be your beacon of hope. It's gonna be the thing that lights the dark path. I know that when I sit at my table, nothing makes me happier. Nothing in this world makes me happier than to put on my headphones, pump some good tunes, and draw some awesome superheroes. That's the thing that makes me happier than anything in this world. You're gonna have to believe in yourself, and I know that's hard. In order to believe in yourself, you might think that you have to lie to yourself, and that's not the case at all. But what I do recommend is that you take the things that you do well, and sell that to yourself on the inside. Remind yourself that there are hundreds of thousands of people who want to do the thing that you know how to do better than anybody else, better than you. Like they're struggling, and they're trying to get to where you are right now. There's always someone a step behind you. Sure, there's always someone going to be a step ahead of you. That's fine. Eventually you'll catch that person. What I want you to do is to invert the way you think. I'm constantly looking for the mistakes, and I've gotten a lot better about this. I am trying to sell myself to myself with every piece now. The thing that I'm trying to achieve is, rather than looking for the mistakes, every piece that I do has a shining glimmer of genius in it. I know it's there, and I find it, and I focus on that. And on my next piece, I remember that, and I put that in there, and then I find a new little glimmer of genius in that piece, and I try to put, until eventually, one of my pieces is going to be all genius. I know. All right, you guys, with all that being said, I want to take the moment to, as usual, thank you guys for tuning in. I am Eric Tavares. This has been Thursday's episode of Breaking In. War got out.